Hello and good morning, everybody. Today we continue Lil'Wolf Ariston's adventures in the post-game of A Realm Reborn. I am your host, Trainer276. I'll be your Final Fantasy XIV streamer today. We're going to go ahead and get this party started. Last time we did all three of these. Yes, adventures in the grand companies. No. In the land of A Realm Reborn. We did the alliance raids. We did all three of them. We were able to get through all three of them. Now, it's time to go turn some things in and start really progressing towards Heaven's Ward. Let me tell you, from what I understand, there's going to be feels. Depending on how far we get, but there's going to be the feels. Do we wish to leave the 8 Sentinels? Yes, we do. My opinion, it's misnamed. There was only 4 blocks, not 8. There might have been 8 statues, but they were in pairs, so... Sorry, Gigas, you're not going to get to me. I cannot express how glad I am you returned safely, and with the means to dispel the threat of the Crystal Tower for good. Rest if you will, and then let us free ourselves from the specter of the Alligans. The light of hope. Trust you have rested, my friend. Good. I wish to seal the tower now. There is something we must do first. Let me summon the others, and hear in full what happened beyond the rift. So the Allagan eye that runs in Graha's line does mean that royal blood flows in his vein. I suppose it is not so odd to think his forebears gained it via ancient technology, but Hugh imbued his family with the blood, and for what purpose? Mayhap all this was fate, from discovering the tower to Graha gaining Unai and Doga's blood. Has Graha said anything? For that matter, where is Graha? And what of Nero? I'm not sure about our resident historian, but Nero left the tower with me. Where he's vanished to since, I cannot say. But knowing him as I do, I don't believe he'll scheme against us for the time being, though he is still Nero. Sorry. Lil'Wolf, you say Graha stayed behind at the Crystal Tower? Wonder if he even now prepares to seal the place off. Master Rambros! Master Rambros! 'Tis Graha Tia, sir. He came into the Crystal Tower and began ordering researchers out. What? Why would he do such a thing? I do not know, sir, but he was quite insistent. He all but bodily forced me out of the gates. I suppose it's possible he told one of the others, but I wasted no time in finding out. I thought it best to hasten here and ask your guidance. Very well. Let us go and speak with the researchers and get to the bottom of this queer business. Master Garland, Lil'Wolf, please come with me. No doubt Graha means to seal off the Crystal Tower, but it worries me that he did not breathe a word of his plan to us. Quest accepted. Let's go. And back and forth and forth and back and back and back and forth and forth and back. Just gotta sneak around them. Best sneaky in my plate mail. Fly, you were just flying, fly. You have turned into a flightless bird. What in the world was Graha Tia thinking, demanding we leave the tower? No doubt you want to know why. I wish I knew that myself. Of course, he would tell me nothing, but he would be honest with you, sir. I am certain of it. Go no further, my friends. The doors will close ere long. So you are of a mind to seal the tower, Graha. I know time is of the essence, but all I ask is a hint of your plan. Please, come here so we can discuss this. No, my apologies, but I cannot. Come, man, what is this nonsense? If aught is amiss, surely we can help. Not this time, my friend. Just as Unai and Doga fulfilled their destiny, so too must I fulfill mine. My blood has awakened me to this fact. As my father told me, the truth has always lain with Alag, or rather, 'twas there the wish I must grant was born. You see, not all the world perished in Zan's calamity. Survivors stood amidst the ruins of Alag looking to the Crystal Tower, but it was nowhere to be seen. Yet they hoped its spires would again dominate the land and prayed that the Crystal Tower would be a beacon of hope to people everywhere. Word of this soon reached the only member of the Alag's royalty to outlive the Empire, the Princess Selena. Selena was moved by the people's dearest wish. She used the very best of Alag's technology to give her blood and memories to he whom she trusted most. That man was my forebear. For millennia we waited. Alag's art and ingenuity faded, our royal blood grew thin. But before the last drop could vanish from the realm, the memory of all this returned to me. And now I must fulfill the wish of the ancients. The tower will shine forth as a new beacon of hope. Graha, the Crystal Tower's strength poses too great a threat to Eorzea now. We would need technology as advanced as Alag's to use it correctly. As things stand, we barely understand the tower's workings. Hells, we may never fully comprehend them. 'Tis as you say, Sid. We could wait for someone, someday, to reach the same heights as Alag. But by then, we will have lost the royal blood and the means to control the tower. But what if I do as Amon did, and put the tower into a deep sleep? What? You cannot mean that. I am deadly serious, said. The tower may only be used once men rival the Allagans in knowledge. I will slumber within Syracuse Tower until then, to greet those with the means to open the gates. Then I will guide them, and thus will the tower shine forth as the beacon of hope it was meant to be. 'Tis the only way to make the wishes of the ancients come true. The future is where my destiny awaits. But yours lies outside of these doors. Go, create a future where hope reigns, and the tragedies of the past are but memories. No one but you can accomplish such things. Nothing we say will make you change your mind, will it? Onwards to a brighter future. It won't be easy, of course, but that's exactly why we'll do it. We'll catch up with Alec, just you wait. We'll cover all that lost ground before you even know it. Well said, Wedge. It'll only be a few years before we come knocking, Graha. Then you're in for a rude awakening. You shall be witness to Noah's accomplishments. Pray, keep alive our success, and forgive us our failures. And may we meet again, my friend. The 12 keep you till then, Rambros. I look forward to learning of your exploits. And you, Lil'Wolf, I know history will remember you. No doubt your heroism will be the star by which I chart my course when I awake. Well, now I must rest. Recalling so much has put me in the mood for sleep. Farewell, my friends. I eagerly await a future born of your courage and the ancient's wish. The crystal tower slumbers again, then. 'Tis too quiet for my taste. Goodbye, Sid. I must put all this at my back. Possibility beckons, and I am bound to follow. A new dawn has come for me. That's not ominous at all. Alright. And now we return back to Rambros. Probably for the last time for now. Or at least for this quest line. Well, yes, I do wish to lead the 8 Sentinels. How did you know? Okay, good. You have just missed Sid. There is much that needs his attention if he is to fulfill Graha's wishes, it seems. But this is not the end of Noah. No matter how lonely St. Quinach's Find has become for our friend's departure, we must all walk in different directions now. Remember that we labor for a brighter future, lit by Graha's beacon. Sealing the crystal tower was but the first step. Farewell, my friend. May our paths cross again. You have completed the Crystal Tower quest series. By speaking with Saley at St. Quinach's Find, you can accept a quest that allows you to trade items obtained by repeating Crystal Tower Alliance raids. Oh, there she is. This person. We'll come back and do that later. We finished the quest line that we needed to for the main story quest, so we're going to continue on with the main story quest line. Back to Aleport we go. Pardon me, my yawn. I will say, having flight at this point, because the last time I did this, I did not have flight, is a lot different and a lot easier. So much faster and easier. Alright. Pray, do not concern yourself. 'Twas but a glancing blow. Come, the Aetheryte is close at hand. Let us press on. Cutscene. Don't stop. Run in there. Holy crap. Go.
Damn them. They have made thralls of soldiers and civilians both.
Did I miss much? So that is how you fight in the Far East. Mental note, pick no quarrel with Domans. But seriously, if I am to keep up, I must needs forsake elegance for efficiency.
Ooh.
Pincer attack. Oh no. I have a twig. Twigs are all the fashion in battle right now.
You'll forgive me my lateness.
I've been something of a liability of late, I know. 'Tis high time I set about making amends.
Long have you shriveled, Shorewalker, tormented our kind. But no more! Your time is at an end! You shall perish with salt in your wounds and sea in your lungs. Lord of the world, hearken to our plea. Lord of the world, deliver us from our misery.
You feel that?
I know this sensation. It's the echo.
What? Such power! It is transcendent!
Seven hell.
Strike me down if you will. It is futile. I have mastered the gift. I am eternal. Oh, mighty Leviathan, ruler of the seas, born of water primordial, I offer unto you this frail flesh, which might grant your faithful servant deliverance. I beseech you, come forth!
Die, damn you!
Foolish Shorewalker! You cannot kill that which is eternal!
Yeah, kind of.
Heavens forfend. Damn it all!
My being, damn the word!
Where did he go?
What say you? Nary a single ship? Hell, take that sea demon. Gather the survivors and get to shore. Leave the wrecks for the pirates. Leviathan wastes no time. The diversionary squadron is lost. For a mercy, 'twould seem the primal now makes for open sea. But why does he not press his advantage? Unless... God save us. He means to unleash a tidal wave.
All right. Speak to Merrowwib. Understand, I speak of no normal wall of water. That which Leviathan makes ready to conjure carries more destructive power than aught seen in nature. Enough to razz entire coastal settlements. If his last attempt is any guide, we cannot suffer history to be repeated. Yet how in the seven hells are we to prevent it? Though our plight cries out for action, we must take thought. So long as Leviathan remains in the open sea, he is effectively beyond our reach. Our fleet is second to none, of that you may be sure, but Limlian herself would struggle to best the Lord of the World in his element. In a straight fight, he would make meat and matchwood of us. We need another plan. That much is plain. Let us return to Limsa and see if we cannot think of one. I shall await you in the command room. They took my Chocobo away. Alright. Fly back to town, take the skipper. It's a lot cheaper. And we'll go to the Aetheryte. Yeah, which one are you? Out of the blue. We are expected, yes we are. Haha, here we go. Merrowwib!
There used to be a hamlet beyond South Tidegate in western Lanosha. Hearthstone was called. Some years prior to the Maelstrom's founding, Leviathan rose from the briny depths and set about unleashing watery hell upon us. On that occasion, the company of heroes put him down before he could do too much damage. But when the bastard came next, this time in the wake of the calamity, we were not so fortunate. Weary of ravaging our shoreline, he summoned a tidal wave which fair leveled Hearthstone and washed the soil away for good measure.
The area was subsequently occupied by the Sahagin.
Aye, the thrice-damned creatures transformed it into a spawning ground for their brood. Given the quantity of crystals stolen to feed him and his legion of thralls, we can be fairly sure that Leviathan is stronger now than in his previous incarnations. If that sea demon is left to wreak havoc, what befell Hearthstone may well befall a larger settlement. Even that cannot happen. The primal must be stopped.
Yes, he must.
That was ever our objective, Alan. But how are we to achieve it? The sea is Leviathan's uncontested domain. The ships of the 3rd Squadron could not close to within 100 yards of the primal, nor could their cannons pierce his defenses.
That's a little bit better.
I have read the reports, Master Thancred. Our warships may as well have been bloody pleasure barges for all the good they did. 7 hells. Is there no way that we might strike?
Nope, sorry.
The company of heroes defeated Leviathan, having first lured him into an inlet, but we must needs contend with him upon the open sea. It will avail us little to consult past experience.
Admiral, if I may.
Speak freely, Marshal.
By all accounts, Leviathan's most formidable weapon is the very sea itself. Waves and whirlpools, tides and currents, all these things are his to command. The key to victory, I believe, lies in disarming our foe. This, in effect, is what the company of heroes achieved with their ruse. We cannot lure Leviathan from the sea a second time. But what if we could weaken his hold upon the element of water? I have heard of devices capable of such wonders. They draw upon the power of corrupted crystals, I am told. If mounted upon a ship, such a device might be used to prevent Leviathan from bringing the full force of the sea to bear against us, rendering him no more dangerous than any other sea serpent.
Of course! Sid built a similar device to grant the Enterprise safe passage through Garuda's Tempest, did he not?
Begging your pardon, my lady, but to give credit where it's due, this is something I heard from an old arcanist friend of mine.
It makes little difference who thought of it first, so long as it works. Beg the specifications of this device from your friend, and I shall pass them on to our people at Nalgok and Vermelis. But before we proceed any further, I would voice one concern. Piercing Garuda's defenses is one thing. Suppressing Leviathan's attacks, quite another. In matters of science, I am as a babbling babe, but I cannot well imagine that such a feat would be possible without a veritable mountain of corrupted crystals. The question being, do we have a ship big enough to bear such a burden?
Mayhap not, Admiral, but two might. Recall you the tale of Mistbeard's greatest haul? It is said that he lashed 2 ships together, side by side, the better to bear his plunder. By your leave, we might attempt to repeat the trick. The gods know it would be quicker than building a new vessel.
Mistbeard did this. Truly, Marshal, upon the subject of the Pirate King, you are as a scholar.
Now, from what I have gleaned of these matters, the device will need to be in close and constant proximity to the target. To wit, we must lash our twin vessel to Leviathan. This in itself will be no small feat. Ramming speed will be required, but given the weight of the cargo, that will only be attainable with the aid of a towing vessel. Suffice it to say, the task of piloting said vessel will entail considerable danger, and I would not ask it of another. I volunteer myself.
Will be dangerous for all involved, but we have no better recourse. Very well. Commodore, assemble the remnants of the fleet at Morabee Bay. Give priority to our soundest vessels. The repairs can wait. Storm Marshal Slapierson, command of the operation is yours. I want that twin vessel ready to sail post-haste.
At once, Admiral.
And then there is the small matter of slaying the beast. The fate of Limsa Lominsa rests upon your shoulders once again. Go well, warrior of light.
All right. Yugiri. Beings held as gods also exist in what you call the Far East. Legends tell us that they walked among us in the days of yore, but I confess that I never truly believed them. That I should live to behold one is humbling and horrifying in equal measure. Now that I have come face to face with a primal, I do begin to understand why the Garleans fear them so. What is it? A message, Admiral. I judged it best that it be delivered at once. I am listening. According to the Yellow Jackets, a man has appeared and claims to have defeated Leviathan. One of the company of heroes. The details are yet hazy, Admiral. We have dispatched one of our own to question the individual. I am disinclined to put any store by this claim, and even should it be true, it is as Ishtola said, none save the company of heroes have bested Leviathan, and we know how they went about it. If this man is of their number, what could he tell us that we do not already know, or know already? And yet, having wagered Limsa's survival on 2 ships, some rope, and a pile of crystals, can we afford to ignore this man? If his testimony could yield us any manner of advantage, should we not hear it? Damn it all. The twin vessel will soon be ready. We have no time to wait for the Maelstrom's report on this supposed primal slayer's claims. Lil'Wolf, seek him out and learn what he knows. At the very least, it will spare you the torment of waiting for the reckoning in idleness. The man you are looking for is believed to be a resident of the Grey Fleet in Lower Lanoska. The storm private sent to question him should already be in the vicinity. May your journey prove fruitful. Alright. Let's go question the person. Nope, not that way. This way. Right, Aetherite, Ethernet, Lower Lanesca. This place looks familiar. Now look here, you. You'll have your bloody story right after you carry those sacks of grain over to the mill. But sir, that's not what you said before you had me pick those oranges for you, and before I mucked up the Kokobo stables, and before I rolled that millstone over to the mill, and also before... Gods, man, I've worked 3 days straight without a wink of sleep. 3 days! And do ye hear me complaining? I suppose some of us just ain't made for the rougher stuff. Alright, I'll give you what you want. Never let it be said that old Trakton ain't a generous soul. Now, prick up your ears, because I won't be repeating myself. Too modest, see? Besides, there's only so much epicness a man can take in one sitting. You keen? Ahem. The tale of Trakton's epic victory over the dread primal. Leviabetis. Now, Leviabetis is huge, make no mistake. To give ye an idea how big, each of his scales is about as wide across as me members long, and that's no mean feat, let me tell you. When I fought him, I could barely see for all the brine he was pelting me with. Must have been a lagoon's worth at least. He even knocked me trusty axe out of me hands at one stage. Of course, that proved to be a grave mistake. Heh heh heh. What happened next? I grabbed him by the tail and tied him up in knots, but not wanting to take all the glory for myself, I let me mates in the company of heroes handle the rest. Like I said, I'm modest, as well as heroic. Mayhap too modest. Now, there's some as say ye can never truly beat Leviabetis. That you've got to learn to live with them and make the best of a bad situation. Not the company, though. Oh, it's you! I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I was just enjoying the attention is all. I take back everything I said. I was never part of the company of heroes. I'm no marauder. I'm actually a complete coward. I'm nothing. I'm Kokobo dung. No, I'm the maggots ye find wriggling in Kokobo dung. I have to lie to women to tumble them, and that don't happen much. Me member's tiny, it's pathetic. I sure as ells didn't fight Leviabetis, but I have seen him with me own eyes. 'Twas a fair few years back, when I was working as a baker's hand. I was shirking me duties one day, loitering about the arbor, when I saw it. A great, big, massive sea serpent, some malms off the coast, with a fleet of galleons making straight for it, cannons firing. I was so bloody scared I sold myself right then and there. What? Oh gosh, just remembering that day made me soil myself all over again. Hey, wait, if you're asking after Leviabetis, I means you're planning to fight him, ain't ye? Well, take care. He really is terrible. Dreadful. I tell ye, if you're not careful, you'll end up in his gullet or at the bottom of the sea. Why, you worthless lying whore son, I can't believe you made me handle Kokobo dung. This is Minophilia. Were you able to learn alt of use against Leviathan? I beg your pardon. Leviabetis? I see, that is unfortunate. At any rate, I have tidings for you. The twin vessel is now complete. We await you at the Marabi dry docks. Pray, make your way here as soon as you are able. I knew this place seemed too familiar. Well, we never unlocked the levees of Morabe. We should do that. Just not right now. Yeah. This way. This way? Let's close you. There we go. I'm told your jaunt to the Grey Fleet proved fruitless. My sympathies, lad. I'll wager it served to take your mind off the events of recent days, though, but enough of that nonsense. The moment of truth is upon us. The twin vessel, the Whirl Eater, I call her, is complete, and she surpasses all my expectations. In addition to her prodigious tonnage, she has been fitted with a platform that you and yours might maneuver freely in battle. I would mention also that she is nigh unsinkable, but I'm not one to tempt fate. The World Eater and her crew stand ready, my friend. Just give the word. We shall bear you to Leviathan. Ah, I know that look. You are ready. Having been constructed in some haste, the World Eater may not be pretty, but I assure you she's capable. She has been fitted with what our friends at Naldic and Vimmels are calling an elemental converter. Assuming the thing works, it will use the power of the corrupted crystals on board to rob Leviathan of his hold over water. Depending on how the battle unfolds, you may well need to activate the device manually. Keep that in mind. It is expected that the Sahagin and their thralls will attempt to come to Leviathan's defense. Accordingly, the Maelstrom will once again employ diversions. Thancred and Ishtola, I would have you assist in this effort. It is to fulfill its purpose, if it is to fulfill its purpose, your diversionary force must not want for numbers. By your leave, I too would volunteer my blade. We would welcome it. Having seen you fight in Sapsa, I dare say the fishbacks will find your presence highly diverting. Thancred and Ishtola, if you would join the third levy, and Lady Yaguri the fifth. But what words have I for the man who has made a sport of slaying gods? Only these. Go warily, for the sea is an unforgiving place to wage war. May the navigator guide you through the storm, warrior of light. I would echo the Admiral's sentiments and add a few words of my own. Know that we will have the utmost faith in you. May the crystal bless and keep you. Quest accepted. The World Eater hard. Trials. The World Eater. Let's click join. 10-minute wait? Man. So while we wait, let us teleport to the Gold Saucer. Blue. Oh, what's going on? Leap of Faith, but it only has a few seconds left, so we're not going to worry about that. We are going to go... I want to say it's this way. Yeah. Whee! Masked Rose. Oh, present yourself. There we go. That's the one I wanted. Now, unfortunately, I'm going to skip through this as best I can. You can't actually skip the cutscene. You have to let him talk every time, and he always says the same crap. My character is so weird. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. And for doing absolutely nothing, 10,000 MGP. Alright. Cactopot board. Purchase! Random. 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 And now, over here. Mini cacti. Alright. We're going to do this, this, and this. We're going to try for this one. Nope, 127. Close you. Ambro! Thank you for the biddies, buddy. How's your morning going? Let's try for the 123. Yeah, 10,000. There we go. That's 20,000 we won today. Give a shout out to Ambro. Wonderful gentleman. Glad to have him here. Hopefully he's having a wonderful day. So no 789. There's not going to be... Oh, there might be a 123. We'll try here. Nope, no back-to-back 123s. Probably, yeah. I should have gone this way for the, like, 1800. Actually, yeah. I appreciate the lurk, buddy. Hopefully your day's not going too badly. So much to do, so little time in this game. Where are we at the matter of fact? Let's see here. Main page. Yeah, here. Alright. Oh, we still got... Oh, wow. We actually have quite a bit left still. I am actually shocked at how much we still have left. We are only 26% through the post game. Wow. I did not know that we were, I wouldn't say behind, but gracious. Do a good old stretch. I'm doing fairly well, Ambro. Today's my Saturday. Glad it's your Friday. Let me see. I'm gonna ask the free company to see if there's anybody available. They might all be over in Alchemy stream though. No, I don't think we're got anybody at the moment. This is one of the few issues with running so early in the morning. Let's see. Well, we could always go and try to level something while we're waiting. I mean, I don't know how well that's going to do. Let's go back to Limsa Lamensa. Go down to the Bulwark Hall. And for the giggles of it, we're going to come on to our Marauder. Yep, Marauder 3. Alright. And while we're waiting, we're just going to go through and try to get some stuff knocked out and just try to do the hunt log and try to get them a couple of levels. You know, why not? There's level 3. We're much closer to the Summerford Farm area. Here we go. And another level. Alright, that's middle, middle. Okay, so we're going to go to middle Lunesco. We're just going to try to finish out some of this hunt log while we're waiting. Actually, what we're going to do is take Paladin and drag it over to here. That way, when I need to switch back, it's just right there. I click a button and I'm back to Paladin so we can accept. Almost 13 minutes into a 12-minute wait. almost 13 minutes into an 11-minute wait. Yeah. Which, long waits are really rare on a tank-type class, but... I mean, I understand it. Not a lot of people are running World Eater right now. Oh, the power of... the wonderful power of a tank. Let's see. Do we have any better gear yet? We do. Great. Oh, tiny Mandalorians and the bee clouds. Alright. Oh, come on. I need another bee swarm. Aha, bee cloud. There it is. Up, up, up. Come on, come on. Alright. There we go. Alright, let's watch this cutscene. Full party. Alright. So as we watch the video, talking to the group, I'm probably going to take the tail. One tank takes head, one tank takes the tail. I will probably take the tail because I'm first time tanking. I'm not going to take the head. All right. Oh. Well, let's get started. There she goes. Gifted, thank you so much for the biddies, darling. Good seeing you here. You need coffee but morning, yeah, I understand that. Sound just like Dragon. Dragon always wants coffee too. Well, go get some, silly. Alright, well, let's try this again. That was wipe number 1. I don't think you would, Dragon. Zach took us through and just beat it in like 3 hits. Poor healers are definitely getting a workout today. Now the extreme version of this is much harder. And had we been in the other version, I would have gone off then when I would have died. Alright, player commendation. Whoever's left over. Alright. Woohoo! 3 player commendations. Nice. Yeah, I need to go to... Huh. I'm surprised there's no easy way there. So. There we go. We're just going to teleport back. Wrong way. This way. The Lord of the world. Oh, yes, we're expected. Yeah, oh, actually, let's hit no. One second. Knowing the urgency of your business, I thought it best to refrain from making conversation during your past few visits, but today I will permit myself a few words. I feel truly privileged to have had the honor of admitting a hero such as you. You are an inspiration to us all, sir. And on that note, the Admiral awaits you in the command room. Wink.
Mincens are sworn to strive, till sea swallows all, and swallow all it would have had Leviathan prevailed. That we still strive now, we owe in no small part to you. Not for the first time, you have delivered Limsa from the wrath of a primal. Never has our nation known a stouter ally. On behalf of my people, I give you my humblest thanks. 'Tis meet that I give thanks to old Mistbeard, too, for his fine solution. Whatever else he may have been, 'tis clear he was a resourceful soul. Would that I had a man like him in my service.
Before I set foot in these lands, I had no inkling that the people of Eorzea contended with such mighty foes. Suffice it to say, their existence came as something of a shock, as did the idea that they could be defeated. This experience has served to remind me of the vastness of the world and the boundless potential of man. Though I am but a refugee in this realm, I would fain be of use to you in your fight. Know that I am tutored in one of the foremost combat arts of the Far East. It may seem outlandish to the Eorzean eye, but should any of your people care to learn, I would be pleased to initiate.
And I will see to it that they are grateful. I have no doubt that your knowledge and skills will serve us well. Besides, your art is not so outlandish as you think. Would you not agree, Master Thancred?
Naught escapes your searching eye, Admiral. Few are privy to this information, but Limsa Lominsa is home to a certain secret fraternity. Its members are trained in a form of combat, not unlike your own. By my judgment, it should not be beyond such individuals to adapt to the techniques I witnessed you employing with such admirable deftness.
I failed to do this before.
I too noted a kinship between your style and mine own, though it seemed to me that you fought differently in the beginning.
I keep forgetting my light's not automatic.
I suppose I did. What can I say? I'm a man of many talents.
Though you may labour to believe it, Thancred was once something of a scoundrel who fraternized with the criminal class in these parts.
Pistola! You jest, of course.
But for a chance encounter with Alphino's grandsire, he might never have left Limsa Lominsa, or received an education in Sharlayan, or taken up his post in Uldar, which is where he trained in the blade lest you want.
Minfilia, please!
It would seem there is more to you than meets the eye, Master Thancred.
Lady Yugiri, I am told that you and yours came to Eorzea seeking permanent resettlement, and that many domans have since been engaged as frontier hands at Revenant's Cove. Moderna is many things, but a place of refuge it is not. Know that I would like nothing better than to furnish your people with a new home here on Lominsan soil. Alas, racked by instability as we are, our nation is in no fit state to take you in. Yet I'll not have it said that we turned a blind eye to your suffering. Until such time as we can do more, I pledge to send provisions.
We are in your debt, Admiral. I realize that it scarce qualifies as repayment, but if it please you, I shall set about sharing my martial knowledge with your people at once.
You wished a word in private.
The better not to spoil the festive mood. History repeats itself, Admiral. As the kobolds did before them, the Sahagin resorted to summoning their god over a territorial feud. They acted in self-preservation. It may be the Sahagin initiated this particular clash. but how it begins does not interest me so much as how it ends.
I have not forgotten our conversation, Yashtola. I am aware that man bears part of the blame for the primal's existence. Nor am I ignorant of the Sahagins' reason for acting. They sought to secure a place to breed and multiply that their kind might survive. Self-preservation, as you say. But we have as much right to live and thrive as they. If our own survival is threatened, are we to lay down our arms and welcome oblivion? Nay.
And so you kill, that you might live. Yet if living is a right, then that right belongs to all peoples, be they men or beastmen.
I'll not deny your reasoning. But when a storm gathers, it falls to me to see my people safely through it. That is my duty, and I shall do it.
As must we all, Admiral. Stay the course then, but know that it will lead to no good end.
Man has ever put himself first and foremost. To justify his actions, he clads himself in the armor of righteousness, though it be a fancy of his own making. In this, mayhap the Garleans and we Domans are not so different.
Eorzea has become so
You
dangerous.
silly dragon.
If we are to keep our heads above the waves, we cannot scruple to drown the man next to us. When hopes of coexistence founder, strength must determine who has the greater right to live.
Alrighty then. Pardon my yawn. We're about halfway through our stream. It's been about an hour and a half. I am Triner276, your Final Fantasy XIV liaison today. Hopefully everybody's enjoying. We are playing A Realm Reborn's post game on Lil'Wolf, and we are progressing fairly nice. We were about a quarter of the way through. Still a lot ahead of us. The Admiral has informed me of the arrangement. I have in my keeping a letter of introduction for Lady Yuguri. To the south stands a gate leading to a pier for smaller fishing vessels. Look for an inconspicuous Hiraman there, and present the letter to him. He serves as a gatekeeper of sorts. Now, before you go, I am obliged to remind you that the members of the fraternity to which you would be introduced abide in the shadows of Lumensen society. They value their independence more highly than pirates, and are united by a bond stronger than mithril. To wit, they are invariably wary of new faces. Though it be penned by the Admiral herself, mere words on parchment will get you only so far into their confidence. You must work for every ounce of trust they place in you. But here's the letter. Go to the aforementioned place and show it to the aforementioned man. Oh, good luck. Whee! Aethernet, and we are going to the Fisherman's Guild. And we'll turn right around and we're coming right over to here. This is where the Rogues Guild is. Hang on, 1 second. You looking to head inside? Why, yes, I am. Did I go to the wrong place? Because that does not look like where my thing went. Nope, I went to the wrong place. Thought we'd be heading down here. Where are we headed to then? Let's bring up the map. Over here. It's a bit odd. Let's sprint. Got business with me, venturer? So you're the man the Admiral sent word of. I was hoping I might catch a glimpse of Thancred, too. Been a while since I saw his shit-eating grin, but with all the doe-eyed wenches about, I expect he's got his hands full. Ah, he must be the Far Easterner. Pardon me. Whew. It's way too early in the morning. Ah, then you must be the Far Easterner that Merwib says wants to train with us. Welcome to Limsa, my lady. I am Yuguri of Doma. 'Tis an honor to make your acquaintance. I must confess, when first I learned of your organization, I had certain preconceptions as to the nature of your membership. It seemed I was mistaken. You're not the first person to say that, lass. Limsa is a city of pirates, to be sure, and pirates don't give two farts about keeping a spotless reputation. They hardly need a secret society to do their dirty work. It might be as my people and I keep to the shadows, but we've got nothing to be ashamed of. It's simply better for business that we remain unseen. And so you have developed fighting techniques suited to this purpose. I see. Know that the practitioners of my art, too, are denizens of shadow. 'Tis in stealth that our strength lies. There is much we might learn from one another, I think. Then, what in the Seven Hells are we waiting for? If you'd come with us, Gary of Do What's It, we can get acquainted in more private surrounds. Ha, that didn't come out right, did it? Master Lil'Wolf, I shall remain with these people for a time, that I might study their ways. Though I am loath to be separated from my countrymen, I take solace in the knowledge that they are in the best of hands. You have been a true friend to us, Domans. No words would suffice to express my gratitude. Ere long, I hope to begin imparting my martial knowledge to the people of Eorzea. When that time comes, it will be my honor to welcome you as a student. Much and more has occurred since first I beheld Eorzea from the galleon's deck. Suffice it to say, I did not envisage being invited to play a part in your noble struggle. But forgive me, I have kept you over long. Doubtless you have pressing business of your own. Rest assured that I no longer require an escort in this land. When next you meet Lady Minfilia, pray relay to her my humblest thanks. What that I could do so in person, but I must needs fulfill my promise to the Admiral. Till we meet again, Warrior of Light. Alright, now we go back to Mordona. Well, before we come down here to heal, I need to go heal my gear. There we go.
I have been reflecting upon the events which took place during our visit to Vilgrim. If you have a moment, I would share my conclusions with you. Please.
Oh, please bear with me. Sorry.
When the Sahagin Elder summoned Leviathan, he employed the power we have come to know as the Echo. Though I cannot well explain the how of it, it would seem he became immortal in so doing. When the Admiral subsequently slew him, his spirit emerged from his lifeless flesh, a consciousness shorn of physical form. Thus transfigured, He took up residence in the body of his minion with the ease of a man donning a favorite glove. Long have I known that the echo allows one to pass through the walls of a man's soul, but never did I imagine that it could free us from our own flesh, nor less that our souls could then occupy the next corporeal vessel to take our fancy.
I have a doggo.
It was of this that Elizabeth spoke,
Hi,
an
Isis.
existence which knows neither cessation nor oblivion. And yet, though the Sahagin had mastered his gift and thereby become immortal, he was by no means invulnerable. As we both bore witness, he was ultimately absorbed into Leviathan. And the import of this observation? If the Ascian's mode of existence is indeed the same, it can be inferred that they too are not invulnerable, that they can be destroyed. There exists a legend which tells of souls who are reborn upon the cusp of each umbral calamity, that they might stay the encroaching darkness. To most, it is but a fairy tale, yet recent events have given me cause to wonder. Could the legend in fact refer to the echo? Much and more yet remains unknown, but I am confident that all will become clear in time. For the present, however, what matters is that the key to defeating the Ascians may at last be within sight. With Urianger's aid, it is my hope that I shall fathom this matter ere long. Oh, I was just about to send for you, my friend. Is aught amiss?
Grave tidings from the Sharlayan motherland, my lady. It doth concern our distant allies, the students of Valdesian.
What of them?
My lady, the Isle of Val, which for many years hath been the Order's home, is no more.
No more? Whatever do you mean?
I relate only that which hath been conveyed unto me by our agents. And the etheric wave of the highest magnitude was recorded in the region. Soon thereafter, 'twas observed that the isle had ceased to be. 'Tis postulated that a magic was evoked, like in power to Ultima.
12 preserved.
If there are no other matters, I move that today's meeting be adjourned.
It is done, my lord. Forgive my impertinence, my lord, but these orders, I am uncertain as to what end they serve.
Revolution.
Our friends, the very isle itself, everyone, and everything. No. No, it avails us not to speculate. Erengir will send word if there are any developments. Until such time as he does, we must remain firmly focused on that which is within our power to change. With that in mind, I would speak of a different matter, one closer to home. It concerns etheric fluctuations, which we had previously attributed to good King Mugulmog XII. That the king is no more is a blessing for which we have you to thank. Yet all is not well in the Twelveswood. Our latest readings reveal an ongoing etheric disturbance of considerable magnitude. They may even suggest the presence of a primal. Needless to say, the mere possibility warrants immediate investigation, and I would have you, Acelia, I do not wish to interrupt, but we have a problem. What manner of problem? A band of refugees, hailing from Ulda this time, are come to Revenant's Toll seeking asylum. It would seem they expect us to afford them the same treatment we gave the Domans. At present, they are in the seventh heaven, awaiting a formal response. I see. Mayhap this was to be expected. I shall meet with them at once. Acelia, you know full well we haven't the resources to accommodate many more people. Consider what will happen if you do this. Word will spread and more will follow. Your opinion is duly noted, but I will hear their suit. Lil'Wolf, I should be grateful for your presence at this meeting. Another quest accepted. Boop-a-boop-a-doop-a-doo. Alright. Now, where is the seventh heaven? Oh, right here. I apologize for keeping you waiting. My name is Menphilia, and I lead the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. 12 be praised, it is you! We're ready and willing to work, same as the Domans. Just give us a task, and we'll see it done. Pray, calm yourselves. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I know naught of your situation. Beg your pardon, antecedent. I ain't so good with words. We've been living off the scraps of Ulda for years now, trying to piece together our life to replace the one what got took. They say there's work, but there's not for an honest man. Not as wouldn't sully his soul sooner than his palms, any road. The flames do what they can for us, of course, but it ain't near enough. And it's only getting worse. When the calamity brought us to our knees, those rich bastards in the city didn't help us up. They climbed on our backs. I don't pretend to be clever, but even I can see what's coming. I knew we had to run. The only question was where. And then it came to me. Revenant's Toll. I mean, you took them foreigners in, didn't you? So you'd surely do the same for us. I fear the situation is rather more complicated. While it is true that we accepted the Doman's petition for aid, that decision was the product of extraordinary circumstances. I sympathize deeply with your plight, but pray understand that it is not possible for an organization of our means to aid all who have been affected by the calamity. And so it is with great regret that I must deny your request. But we've nowhere else to go. You're turning your back on us? If I might have a word. Totoro is all to miss. Ill tidings from Ulda, my lady. Alphino has been wounded. What? How? Is it serious? I cannot say for certain, but I fear it might be. According to the Flames, the refugees started a riot. They went wild, apparently, lashing out at any and everyone. That can't be right. Why would they? They must have been provoked. The demonstration was meant to be peaceful. 7 hells. Now the Blades have an excuse. They'll round us up and kill anyone who tries to resist. Antecedent, please. If you won't help us build a new life, at least help us keep the ones we've got. My lady. We are not ones to stand idly by and watch innocents suffer. However, until we know more of the circumstances surrounding this riot, I am not certain what aid, if any, we can provide. If the authorities determine that the refugees attacked without provocation, then those responsible will have to answer for their actions. How can you be so blind? Find Alphino, and quickly. If he is in danger, or worse, I would have you and none other by his side. Thank you. Thank you. Pray, do not concern yourself with the matter we were discussing earlier. Ida and Papalaima will see to it. Alphino is being treated at the Hourglass. Hurry, Lil'Wolf. Alright, back to Ulda. Alright. Adventurers Guild. There he is, Alphino.
Come, you must have gathered by now that Tataru is given to exaggeration. As you can see, I am quite well. Ulda, on the other hand, is not. This riot was anything but an isolated incident. There is a restlessness in the air. Tensions long simmering are at last threatening to boil over. Ulda is a nation infamous for the great disparity between the wealthy and poor. The majority of the populace accepts this state of affairs because they believe that every man bears responsibility for his own lot in life. To an Uldan, money is the foremost, and some would say the only measure of a man's worth. Small wonder that the wealthiest wield the greatest influence. So where do the refugees fit into this social hierarchy? What place is there for those who fled Alameda and the destruction of the Calamity? Plainly, there is none. They have no wealth, no power, and no worth. To the Uldan way of thinking, they may as well not exist. Choosing to ignore their existence, however, is patently not an option. General Rauban and the Sultana understand this, which is why they ordered the Immortal Flames to provide the refugees aid and succor. Yet none would dispute that the expenses incurred by this policy grow by the day, with no end in sight. This has prompted more and more Uldans to question their obligation to aid these worthless wanderers. While more and more refugees have come to resent their treatment at the hands of the sneering citizenry. The manner of Lord Lolorito's refusal to grant the Dolmens asylum bespoke a disdain for all refugees, an attitude shared by the rest of the monetarists. And you may be sure they make no effort to conceal their opinions. It was only a matter of time before the refugees united in protest. Nor is it any surprise that some among them would ultimately resort to violence. That the Immortal Flames should choose this of all occasions to engage in joint training exercises with the other Grand Companies. By the time they return, the situation may well have deteriorated beyond mending.
As I told you before, it was all but inevitable that an incident of this kind would eventually occur given the rising tensions within the Sultanate. Nevertheless, I have reason to believe that this particular riot may not have begun spontaneously. Have I piqued your curiosity? Good. Then you will accompany me to the Hall of Flames. I would hear what General Rauban has to say upon the matter. Ah, there he is. Now is not a good time, Private Ariston. My hands are full dealing with the refugees. Precisely the matter we wish to discuss, General. Alphino, back on your feet already. You may credit my swift recovery to your Shurigans? Shurigians? My memories of the riot are still somewhat muddled. I trust you managed to regain control of the situation? Not entirely. We secured the city soon enough, but not before the unrest had spread to the surrounding territories. Pockets of resistance remain throughout Thanalin. We have sent what forces we can spare to root out the last of the belligerents, but progress is slow. They are damnably elusive. I can well imagine. Given that the majority of refugees live outside the walls, it stands to reason that they would know the lay of the land. What I do not understand is how they came to be so well prepared. Before my little accident, I observed that several of the refugees were armed, and not with butcher knives or pitchforks, but with martial weaponry. I need hardly add that such equipment is costly. None can deny that tensions beneath the Ulden citizenry and the refugee population have increased since the Domans were turned away, but would that motivate a starving man to purchase arms in lieu of food? I think not. And what of those who have not even a single gil to spend? Who could not survive without the aid provided by the immortal flames? Surely they would sooner sell a weapon than bring it to bear against their benefactors. Come to the point. Very well, my point, General, is that this powder keg of discontent was not set alight by chance. These events were deliberately set in motion, and now order must be restored. That is my first duty. Until it is done, any investigation can wait. Do not have time to discuss this. My scouts will be returning anon. The General is no fool. He keeps his own counsel, and with a good cause. Were he to claim, without the necessary proof, that these riots were instigated by outside forces, the Monetaris would accuse him of attempting to shirk responsibility. After all, he and the Sultana have been the most outspoken proponents of refugee aid. Regardless, they will face harsh criticism in the days ahead. Our allies may stumble upon the truth in time, but I have far more faith in your abilities. Therefore, I propose we conduct our own investigation, independent of the authorities. To that end, I would have you make inquiries in the settlement suspected of harboring belligerents. Commander Swift will know which they are. He may balk at a request for such information, but I have no doubt that you can persuade him with your silver tongue. I, meanwhile, shall seek answers in my own way, after which we can regroup and share our findings. Well then, shall we? Yeah, sure, why not? You look as though you have something to say, Private Ariston. Do you? What you ask is no simple favor. Were such information to fall into the wrong hands, the lives of countless soldiers would be at risk. Even so, there is wisdom in your words. An able individual, even one with ties to the flames, may be better suited to this task than a regiment. Very well. The Brass Blades have reported suspicious activity in the vicinity of Lost Hope. It may be unrelated to recent events, but we doubt it. Suggest you begin by speaking to the Blades posted there. Alright. Out to Black Brush Station. Alright. Let's see here. We're going northeast. Alright. What brings you here, adventurer? A search for refugees? Well, then you've come to the right place. Ah, you mean those refugees. Oh no, you won't find them here. Most of the people of Lost Hope have come to accept their situation and are content to pass their days in peace and quiet. Outsiders have trouble understanding that. Like that merchant who passed through recently. Gregarious fellow, but awfully opinionated. Can't say I was sad to see him go. I didn't expect them to send you, Lil'Wolf. I take it this means someone has read my report? The refugees who left with the merchant have yet to return, and I am increasingly concerned that Zazawaka's suspicions were correct. You haven't the foggiest of what I'm talking about, do you? Never mind. Speak with Zazawaka. He will explain everything. Zazawaka. Don't hurt me. I'm not one of them. I beg your pardon. You're of the flames, but you're not with the flames? I see. If Leofric bids you speak with me, then I take it you agreed to help. 12 be praised for that, because we haven't a moment to waste. Everyone knows the flames are on the march. The others have fallen under that fanatic spell, but not I. Promises of revolution and retribution, of holding the ruling class to account and taking that which is owed. Ha! A childish fantasy. I did everything I could to dissuade the others from leaving, but few would heed my words. Now that one of our idealists has returned, however, the madness of the merchant's plan is plain for all to see. Look behind yonder tent, and you will understand why. Even now, he babbles incoherently, so traumatized is he by the bloodshed he witnessed. Try as I might, I can make little sense of his words beyond the fact that he was not alone in surviving. Yet I've no doubt that merchant will lead the remainder to their doom. I beg of you, find them before he does. What are you doing? Don't draw! Don't draw! Don't draw! Don't draw! Don't draw! Why didn't you run away with me? We could have escaped together. Then you'd be here with me. Be here to soothe me. Why? Why did you have to stay and leave me alone? Okay, well, we're going to try to soothe. Who are you? What do you want? Aye, it's true. I followed the merchant, and may the gods strike me down for my folly. What they will not give, you must take, he said. When we asked how, he revealed a cache of weapons he had brought and implored us to seize and control our fates. I thought about running then and there, but the others were so excited. He split us into 2 groups, sent us off on our own. But when the flames found us, we didn't know what to do. Our leader tried to parley with theirs, but then they started arguing, and then fighting, and then everyone was fighting, and the flames were shouting to give no quarter, and... Oh, God's the other group. They're still out there. If we don't stop them, they'll be massacred like mine was. I'll take the money. The other refugees are hiding in the caves south of Lost Hope, but to approach them would be fruitless. They would sooner call us agents of the Sultanate and try to kill us than listen to reason. Why, the twins might even deign to do the deed themselves. A pox on all bloody sellswords. They were supposed to train us to fight. The ones he sent with us vanished during the struggle. Oh, if only we had never listened to that merchant's ridiculous claims. He said our cause was righteous, that the gods would never suffer us to be defeated. Though, they were forced to confront reality. That's it. Challenge the twins to combat and show my brethren that their strongest warriors are no match for one man. Mayhap then they will agree to lay down their arms and renounce this plot. Oh, let's go kick some butt. Now, are they down here or are they up top? Thinking they're going to be down here. Boop. 7 hells, they found us. Everyone grab your gear and make for the rendezvous point. So that's your game, is it? Ha ha ha. Sorry to disappoint ye, lad, but we're more than willing to kill ye ourselves. I thought they said there was only 2. Is that it? You beat him like it was nothing. Thal Almighty, what are we going to do now? You've returned. Did you find my brethren? What are the twins? What happened? I see. Well, you had no choice. Better that a handful of men take a beating from you than the lot get butchered by the flames. Tell me, what did the merchant have to say when it was over? Huh? But what else were he? But where else would he be unless he went to Stone's Throw to recruit others? The merchant wished to approach the refugees in Stone's Throw, but was waiting until the flames withdrew their forces from the vicinity. Now that they have, there's nothing to stop him from continuing his work. How many more must perish in pursuit of this futile cause? How much more suffering must we endure before it ends? Find him. Convince him to cease his mad quest. It will surely lead us to ruin. Alright, down here. Alright. Whee! What has you got? Riddle me this, friend. Have you ever found yourself in the unfortunate situation where your pockets were near to bursting with all manner of material, save for the sorts you wanted the most? Well, I have, and I tell ye, it felt like I'd bring a sack full of fishing poles to a gold mine. Now, I ask you, what if there were a way to melt down a couple pieces of materia and that weren't availing you naught and mold them into a shiny new piece that, Nimia willing, just might strike your fancy? The most handy procedure is something we like to call shifty making. Rather, that's what Master Mutamix calls it. Myself, I've coined the term transmutation, which I'm hoping might find favor with adventurers like yourself. How's it all work, you ask? I could tell ye, but why ask the student when you can learn from the master? You'll find Mutamix right over there, likely jumping out of his boots, looking to trade tongue flaps about his discovery. Pishska, Uplander seeks knowings of shifty making, yes? Then Uplander should make open ears to tongue flaps of Mutamix. Process of shifty making is a big help use. First, be taking 5 need not materia, yes? Melty mix this one, melty mix that one, squeeze and squash, then big yes. And then big eyes. 5 need not are reborn as one shiny new. But shifty making is not simple like crafty making. Knowings of shifty making are much and many, and Uplander's brain case, though big for Uplander, is small. Uplander need not be making worry face. If Uplander has many need not materia, bring them to Tent Ring. Mutamix will shifty make for Uplander. Alright. Mutamix will now perform materia transmutations, so we can transmute materials that we don't need. Alright, back to the quest at hand. Ooh, cutscene. Have you seen my parents? They told me to stay here with the others. They said they'd be back soon, but it's been days. They left with the man from Ulda. The man said they were going to change everything, make it so we could live inside the walls with everyone else. I liked it when he said that. I didn't like it when he talked about making the rich people pay. Everyone looked so angry, and I got scared. Say, mister, are you looking for someone? I'm looking for someone stirring up trouble. You mean the man who left with my parents, but I don't know where he... Wait, look, over there. I think that's him. Well now, which of these gullible fools shall be my next victim? You, hi, and away he runs. He's getting away. Go after him, mister. Yes. Shall swoop down upon him from above. You again. Why are you pursuing me? Sedition, treason, revolution. That's preposterous. Who has filled your head with these lies? Refugees? The self-same refugees who terrorize the streets of Ulda? Ha! You have no evidence to prove your accusations? None. No, I will not accompany you to the Hall of Flames. You have no right to detain me. For the sake of argument, let us say I did do the things you claim. Surely you don't think I give a queeran's arse about politics. It was business. Only business. We both know I am not the one you want. However, if you agree to protect me, I swear I shall tell you everything. Somebody's tying up loose ends. What's all this commotion? 7 hells. Tell the others to spread out and search the area. The killer may still be close. The plot thickens. Oh, wait, no. Hold, adventurer. I would know more about your relationship with the victim, as well as the events leading up to his death. This man was responsible for the recent riots. Mayhap we owe his murderer a debt of gratitude. In any case, it is obvious you are not the one It is obvious you are not the one whom we seek. You may carry on with your investigation, Scion. Into the gates we go, the steps of Nald. Wait, where am I going? Exactly. Exactly, Dragon. The perfect murder weapon. Though, with how deep it went through, I mean, it's likely that it was actually shot and traveling at a high velocity and blah, 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 blah. Because that thing went all the way through. But what news, Private Ariston? Where is the merchant? Dead. Murdered? Damn it all to the 7th hell. He was not simply murdered, Private. He was silenced. Too many knew his face, and he was ready to divulge secrets. Do not despair, though. We may be closer to identifying the true orchestrator of these riots than you realize. Revolution! The Flame General left word that you are to proceed to the Fragrant Chamber as soon as you return. He wishes to discuss your recent discoveries, as well as the results of our own investigation. Master Alphino has already been informed and should be waiting for you outside. Pray proceed to the Royal Promenade with all haste and speak with Bartholomew. Meow. Bartholomew. The Chamber of Rule. Dash! Wee! Ooh, pardon me. I burped it. It's a long staircase. Bartholomew! We have been expecting you, sir. Please proceed inside. I will take monies.
Commander Swift has kept us apprised of your recent activities. You've made great strides towards quelling the violence.
Despite our best efforts to determine what provoked this uprising, truth continues to elude us. Have you uncovered aught which might shed some light on the mystery?
This information does not leave this room. The Syndicate's decision to reject the Doman refugees' appeal for asylum had lasting repercussions. A number of those displaced by the calamity claimed it was proof of a policy of discrimination. Together with a group of Alamegan refugees, they organized a series of demonstrations to protest against the Sultanate. Demonstrations which became heated, but did not descend into violence. Until a certain incident served as a call to arms.
A unit of brass blades sent to supervise a demonstration loosed arrows upon unarmed protesters. It was this atrocity which prompted the refugees to take up arms. I need not tell you what followed.
We assumed at first that the attack was born of a miscommunication. When emotions run high, they happen. But suspicions were raised regarding the unit's commanding officer, whom I ordered interrogated. Sure enough, our fears were soon confirmed. The dog confessed that a merchant had offered him coin to give the order. A merchant in the employ of Teleji Adeleji.
Teleji Adeleji. But he spoke in favor of the Doman's cause, and has ever seemed sympathetic towards the refugees' plight. Why would he do such a thing?
Know you of the Cartano Reclamation Bill? It is a proposal to annex the Cartano Flats so that refugees may establish permanent settlements.
When last I looked, that was disputed territory.
Aye. Some might even call it a battlefield. The destruction wrought by Bahamut was greatest at the Cartano Flats. That much is common knowledge. What is less well known is that his rampage laid bare ancient Alagon ruins, of which no record exists. There are certain differences of opinion as to how these ruins should be handled, which is why each nation maintains a military presence in the region to this day. Yet differ though we may, we are still allies. Therefore, in the interest of preserving the Eorzean alliance, we have reached an agreement. Any conflict which may arise during the course of military exercises in the region shall have no bearing on relations between our nations. In full knowledge of this delicate state of affairs, Teleji Adeleji proposed the Cartano Reclamation Bill. A shameless, bloody ruse which stands to benefit him in but one conceivable way. If successful, he will gain control over the disputed territory under the guise of assisting in the resettlement effort. And you can be sure he'll build an orphanage next to every Allagan ruin.
The man would threaten the unity of the Eorzean Alliance and risk countless lives for personal gain.
He walks a path all his own, independent of any faction and beholden to none of his fellows on the Syndicate.
By inciting the less fortunate to violence, he hopes to convince others that the Cartano Reclamation Bill is the only viable solution. His sympathy for the plight of the Domans was not but posturing to gain credibility with the refugees. Of that there can be no doubt.
Forgive me, but what could possibly motivate Teleji Adeleji to go to such lengths? What is so special about these ruins that he would risk his position on the Syndicate, and, most likely, charges of treason against the Sultanate?
Omega.
Pardon?
An Allagan monstrosity, not unlike the Ultima weapon. Mayhap larger, we know not. It has yet to be fully excavated. Allagan inscriptions indicate that it was created to fell Bahamut himself. If accurate, it might explain why Nailvan Darnus chose to bring the Red Moon down upon the Cartano Flats. Given the ends he went to ensure Eorzea's annihilation, destroying the one weapon which could stay the Elder Primal may well have seemed like good sense.
When first I bore witness to the power of the Ultima weapon, I doubted the evidence of my senses. And now you tell me there is another such weapon, one which could contend with Bahamut.
Aye, we were skeptical ourselves. Truth be told, until the Ultima weapon's existence came to light, we thought the inscription had been mistranslated.
At present, Omega is more akin to a fossil than a tool of war, having long since ceased to function. As such, its true potential cannot accurately be gauged. However, if someone were to restore it, as the Garleans did the Ultima weapon, I have little doubt that he would wield untold power.
Power enough to subjugate Uldar like as not, and the rest of Eorzea besides, which is doubtless why Teleji Adeleji yearns to have it.
That he should aspire to world domination. He who has ever walked 2 paces behind Lord Lolorito in matters of commerce.
Tis in acknowledgement of his own limitations that he seeks this power. Woe betide us all should we allow him to have it.
Pray waste no time chasing rats. Only a fool would believe that secrets can be kept in Uldar.
It would seem the implications of the Sultanate's refugee problem are rather more far-reaching than we assumed.
I should be glad to know the truth, and yet the thought that all this chaos was the product of one man's lust for power sickens me. How long do you think they intend to hide the existence of Omega from the Scions? That they even felt the need to do so is most troubling. There really is a lot of story dragging, and we skipped a heck of a lot of it. It would be in our best interest to learn more of the military activities in the disputed territories. You are, of course, the Scion best suited to this task. Private Ariston, do take a moment to visit the Hall of Flames and make inquiries at the earliest available opportunity. Begone, whelp. This is no place for children. I'm sorry. I was looking for you, mister. You said you were looking for the man who left with my parents. You know this girl? So, he visited Stone's Throw as well. I see. Did you find the man? Were my parents with him? They were not, I am afraid. However, I can think of several places they might be. If you like, we can go and look for them together. Really? You'll help me look, mister? Of course. But first, I must needs finish speaking with my friend. He's telling me a secret, you see, so no one else is allowed to listen. Mayhap you could wait for me by that pillar over there? We require but a moment. Okay, mister, I'll be waiting. Da 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 da. I'll take her to the quicksand. Mayhap Momodi will know what to do. A legion of Garleans, an aether-starved primal, even dealing with an Ashian would be preferable to this charade. Sometimes I fear Minfilia is too ambitious. We rush hither and yon in response to threats as they arise, without concern for the strain it places on our limited resources and ourselves. Mayhap the time has come for a change. Lil'Wolf, this is Minfilia. I know this is sudden, but I must ask you to return to Revenant's Toll with all due haste. The situation in the Twelveswood has taken a turn for the worse. I will explain in detail once you arrive. The Twelveswood? Then the primal threat she spoke of before has been confirmed. I received no reports of Ixaxal activity, which leads the Sylphs. Go, Lil'Wolf. You know as well as I that the appearance of a primal takes precedence over all else. Oh, when you arrive, do inform the antecedent that, while I am grateful for her concern, she needn't fear for my safety. I am more than capable of protecting myself. West accepted. Double black screen? Oh no. Alright. Back to Mordona. There we go. It is a relief to see you healthy and hale, Lil'Wolf. The latest news from Ul'dah was most disturbing. Clearly, the only injury Alphinaud suffered was to his ego. Doubtless, it will heal ere long. The other scions will need to be present for this meeting. If you are ready to begin, I will summon them now. Sure. Cutscene after cutscene. Movie after movie. Thank you for responding to my call with such haste. Rest assured, I should not have summoned you were it not... Rest assured, I should not have summoned you were it not urgent. To business, then. I have received some most disturbing news from the Order of the Twin Adder. They have reason to believe that the Sylphs may have called forth their revered guardian, the Primal Ramuh. I'm sorry, may have. Then it is not certain. The Elder Seedseer informs us that the elementals themselves murmur of the Lord of Lethen's return to the forest. The Sylphlings, however, display no signs of undue commotion. Forgive me, antecedent, but that fact need not contradict the elemental's testimony. Unlike his more bellicose compeers, Garuda and so on, Ramuh is reputed to act only in the defense of his children. I imagine he would soon make his presence known if any were foolish enough to directly endanger the Sylphs or their territory. The abruptness of this development concerns me. We were not keeping a close watch on the touched ones and their movements. Preparations for a summoning ritual were indeed underway, which would surely not have escaped your notice. Oh, it didn't. I was pretty sure it was going to happen, just not this soon. I beg your pardon, you foresaw this eventuality and did naught to prevent it? I told Papa Limo. I suppose I could have reported things to Menphilia earlier, but there honestly wasn't much we could do except wait and see. You know how the Sylphs feel about people poking around their territory. They already summoned Ramu once right after the calamity, but that was because the Garleans came tramping through the forest. And so long as Castrum Oriens stands, the Sylphs cannot be blamed for wishing to have their guardian deity on hand. In short, Ida and I are in agreement. The actions of the forest folk were inevitable and unavoidable. And I maintain that observation would have remained the best policy had it not been for the sudden influx of strangers into the Black Shroud. That, alas, we did not foresee. By all accounts, the recent violence in Ura drove a number of the refugees to seek safety under the concealing canopy of trees. 'Tis like the Sylphs perceive this panicked migration as yet another invasion and quicken their efforts to summon their god. I am put in mind of Titan and the kobolds. Once again, it is the affairs of men which have paved the way for a primal's coming. Indeed, one cannot help but wonder what manner of place Eorzea would be without the civilizing influence of mankind. Be that as it may, this regrettable development does not afford us a unique opportunity, or it does afford us a unique opportunity. Lil'Wolf, through your dealings with the Sylphs of Little Solus, you once succeeded in preventing the untimely conflict with Gridania. I wonder, might one who has treated with the Sylphs so fruitfully in the past not achieve similar success with their patron deity? If Ramu can be convinced of our intentions, it may be the first step to breaking the cycle of primal summoning. Fond hope. Were such a thing possible, we would not have been at war with the Beastmen since time just a word I can't pronounce. But maybe this time we can. Let us continue this discussion anon. We must needs first consult with the nation most affected by Ramu's presence. The Elder Seatseer has requested your personal involvement. Pray, report to Commander Heliox at the Adder's Nest as soon as you're able. Steel yourself for the worst. While I hope for a peaceful resolution to this matter, experience suggests that your meeting with the Lord of Levin will prove less than amicable. In such an event, your fellow Scions will, of course, lend you whatever support you require. West accepted. Yay! Can I teleport from in here? It does look like it. Come on, map you. Sweet, we can. Let's see. Give me one brief second. I'm going to pull up my checklist. We are moving right along. We are now 37% complete. Ba 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 da dum. Ah, Lil'Wolf of the Scions, your arrival has been most anticipated. The appearance of a primal is ever cause for alarm and unease. Though my men stand ready for any eventuality, I know of none more qualified than you to snuff out this threat. Indeed, I would have you do so without delay. The Elder Seatseer, however, would speak with you first. She is of the opinion that your diplomatic, rather than martial, skills may better serve our cause. I will leave further explanation to our learned leader. Pray, make your way to Nafika's altar. The conjurer in attendance will admit you to the lotus stand. Whee! Well, it's 11:30-ish. Closing in on wrapping up time. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get through the next fight or not, but we'll see. The other Scion have already arrived. Sir, may I show you in? Yes. Kinisana. Or Kinisina?
Scions of the Seventh Dawn, on behalf of the people of Gridania, I bid you welcome. Your presence is of great comfort to us all in these days of uncertainty. I summoned you here to share tidings of a most urgent nature. But a short while ago, the great elemental spoke, and his voice was clarion in its intensity. Ramu is returned unto the forest. Scarce had his words ceased to echo in mine ears when we were visited by an emissary from Little Solace. Our guest informs us that the Sylphs, too, have sensed the presence of the Lord of Levin. Though his exact whereabouts remain unknown, we may safely assume that the Primal was summoned within the heart of the Sylphlands. Unlike the other Primals you have encountered, Lord Ramu is no raging avatar of destruction. He is revered as much for his wisdom as his strength, serving as both arbiter and guardian to his children. Given that we and the Sylphs found a way to share the Twelveswood, it is my hope that this sagely immortal will be amenable to reason, and that conflict may be avoided. Blessed as you are with the power of the Echo, you are one of the few among us who may commune with a primal without fear of influence. I would ask, therefore, that you represent us in this most delicate of negotiations. The Twelveswood has suffered enough. Upon this, we and the Sylphs, and I would venture Lord Ramu himself, are in perfect accord. Let us not endanger our shared home by engaging in unnecessary hostilities. Dear friend, I beseech you, safeguard the peace which exists between our peoples. You have my thanks. Pray make for Little Solace, then. A member of the Order of the Twin Adder awaits you there. He will advise you on how to find the Lord of Levin. An ill wind blows through the forest. Yet, it is not only the Twelveswood that flinches at its coming. All the lands of Eorzea shiver in dread anticipation. Have care.
Alright. I'm gonna go to Little Solace. Bum, bum, bum. Ah, Lil'Wolf of the Scions? I was told to expect you. I understand you go to treat with the primal Ramu himself. An unenviable task, but one for which I have no doubt you are well suited. I have been told that your fellow Scions are conducting an investigation of the area as we speak, that we might ascertain the location where the Lord of Levin might be found. I would ask that you abide here until they return with their findings. Alright. I was told that a messenger would be sent as soon as your fellow Scions finish their investigation. I do not imagine it will be much longer. This one returns, and returns with good tidings. Wise ones have finished searching and have wisely identified the precise location where the touched ones summoned Lord Ramu. Your timing is impeccable, my fluttery friend. Might you be so kind as to escort this good man to his fellow scions? It would be this one's pleasure, Walking One. Please, please come with this one. I'm going to take the bike. I want to fly around on a motorcycle. Before we had flying in this area, literally had to fight your way back to here. Wise ones have ventured deep, deep within the Sylphlands. These ones must proceed carefully and keep an eye out for touched ones. Why not? An 8-seater lunar whale. This one is most sorry, but this one can go no further. Trawl too close to Lord Ramu, and this one may turn mean and nasty like touched ones. And so this one must say farewell for now. Walking One will find wise ones not far from here, to the south. Go in safety, Walking One. So, it's actually you. I am relieved. For a moment, I thought we were dealing with another one of those confounded sylph tricksters. I swear, with them wreaking havoc with their skin-changing magics, it's a wonder I was able to finish taking my measurements. Yes, it was quite the ordeal. You should have seen the look on Ishtola's face when one impersonating you suddenly showed up. That's quite enough, Papalamo. My apologies. It's not like me to ramble so. At any rate, as I was saying, I have finished measuring etheric activity in the area, and I'm pleased to say I have reached an indisputable conclusion. To wit, that Ramu was called forth in the vicinity of the Sylph's aetheryte. Come, Lil'Wolf, the Lord of Levin awaits.
Ainora betrays thee, sir. Thou art the bringer of light, bane of Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, and Leviathan. I am Ramu, guardian of the children of the forest. Thou tramplest upon sacred soil, bringer of light. What right doth man intrude in this sanctuary of the sylphs? Redanians proffer peace? Their words are born of delusion, thine offer an insult. Thou speakest hard, yet carest naught for my children's desires. They did but wish to dwell beneath these boughs in solitude. Yet even that was too much to ask of man. Thus did they turn to me for succor? The sentence I pronounce upon thy kind is just. Redanian or Garlean, it matters not. The good intent of one excuseth not the misdeeds of the other. Thy conflicts have brought naught but anguish and misery unto the forest. All blame doth lie with the darkness that resideth in the breast of man. Whence sprung this calamitous seed? In the beginning no such duality existed, for light and dark given form when man was born. It would explain much, not least why strife and sorrow follow ever in thy wake. Thou canst not deny the urgings of thine own nature. Knowing that thy mere presence here portendeth tragedy, wilt thou persist in this pretense of peacemaking? Thou bearest the crystal which I bestowed upon my wayward charges, but they should entrust so precious a gift to thee. Thou standest apart from thy kin. Thou art the bringer of light. Aye, there is something more in thee. Very well. I shall consider thy proposal, shouldst thou survive my trial. If thou wouldst champion the cause of harmony, I must have proof that thou art fit to play the role. Wither mine ire, and prove to me thereby that thou hast strength enough to stay the darkness which threateneth to consume thee. Yet if thou shouldst be found wanting, know that all men shall perish in the storm of my judgment. Come to me, bringer of light. I shall await thee on the field of battle.
Urianger, it is rare indeed to find you so far from at home.
The Lord of Levin himself. Never till this day had I looked upon his visage, save in painted renderings made faint by time. Never shall this scene remain etched in my mind's eye. Beg pardon, my lady. I must beg thine aid on a point of research. If thou art resolved to face Lord Ramu, I would ask thy leave to observe the event.
Striking tree is now accessible. Alright. Sadly. We'll try and see. Let's take you off. Let's put you on. Let's see what the wait time is. 10 minutes. We are not going to get to that today, unfortunately. This is where I will bid everybody adieu. Let's see who we've got available to raid out to. As we leave Lil'Wolf on his chronicles on the Tales of Eorzea, a lot has happened this day. A lot of changes. We will see more next time on next Friday on Final Fantasy Fridays. And she is. Once again, I think we are going to raid out to Alchemy. Wonderful person that she is. Great guild and great set of people. So we are going to raid Alchemy. hope everybody had a wonderful time. We got pretty good distance into the storyline. We are... Let's see. Yes to you. No to you. We are now 38.75% through the story. Hope everybody had a wonderful time. I will see you on Tuesday for the speed run of Drageo through her endgame content to unlock all of her content. Other than that, I've had a wonderful time. I hope everybody has enjoyed. I am Trainer276. I am your liaison with Eorzea. Till next time, have a wonderful weekend.